Felix here, and you and most of the market haven't noticed yet what the Fed has just said in their minutes. It's a 180, well, maybe not a 180, but a 120-degree turn, perhaps. Very, very significant change in language. And is it good for the market? Is it bad for the market? It's great for the market. That's my take on it. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is here in about a minute or two. This will be quick. Before we do that, get you a pause on the S&P 500 benchmark, all 500 S&P stocks, all their fundamentals, gross margins, ROE numbers, all the key stuff, long-term earnings growth, institutional ownership, short ratios, all that stuff that you want to be looking at and tracking every quarter. Latest data, get it at felixfriends.org/SP500, felixfriends.org/SP500. And of course, the highlight is that this is not financial advice. No, it's not. We might have kittens and cats and the greatest financial disclaimers ever invented. Here it is. This is my summary, as quick as it can possibly be, completely pain-free. They've acknowledged, my pens are enormous, no, demand has softened, aggregate demand has softened. Households are worried, slowing in hiring. They're hiring freezes, and they're saying it's easier for some employers to fill jobs. Manufacturing data points downwards at the time they did the meetings, and that the risk to GDP, and this is the big one, is to the downside. So they're saying there is a risk here. The economy might tank, and that's good news. I'll explain that why in a moment. Now, the not so good news is that the risk to inflation is still to the upside. So there's still some inflationary concerns here, but they also said they couldn't care less about commodities, oil prices up and down. They don't really give a hoot, which kind of makes sense. And then overall, we've got this softer language. There is a lot of mentions in the minutes of, wait and see and analyze. We may have done, well, almost enough. And the market should love this, because this means that another 0.75% rate hike is almost out of the question, unless Powell buying all the champagne in the Hamptons in this month of August is going to drive inflation up so much that, inflation numbers really pick up. But here are probably the two most important quotes from this that I want to show you. A stance of monetary policy tightening further is it likely would become appropriate at some point to slow the pace of policy rate increases while assessing the effects of cumulative policy adjustments on economic activity and inflation. You could have not said this in more words, basically saying, we're going to pause at some point and think about what we've done, because we think we might have done enough. And then many participants and many Fed presidents remarked that in view of the constantly changing nature of the economic environment and the existence of long and variable lags in monetary policy's effect on the economist, there was also a risk that the committee could tighten the stance of policy by more than necessary to restore price stability. So there is a risk they could do too much. There's also a significant risk that you missed hitting the like button. We wouldn't like that now, would we? Let's do something about that. And what's the market done about it? Well, there are Fed fund futures which show you basically what the market thinks it's going to do. This number here is the 50 percentage point rate increase for September. 61.5% of the market now expect that. 1 week ago, that was only 58%. And I expect that number to keep going up, as a lot of people in the market can't read, a lot of those investment bankers. So they'll have to have this read out to them at night as they tuck themselves in with a glass of cocoa. And then they'll start to realize, hang on, okay, this is what the Fed really said in writing. I mean, a lot of words. We didn't really know what half of them meant. And therefore, I think this is very, very bullish for the market. The market has reacted positively to this, but not as much as what you would expect. Now, bear in mind, the last couple of minutes, the last couple of Fed press releases, the market tends to not quite know what to do because it hasn't been explained to them yet, like they're a 5-year-old. And therefore, I make these videos. I know you are way smarter than the average banker out there. So enough of the banker bashing. So what should you be doing? Well, I would say look for some great stocks. Put them into something like our stock tracker dashboard here. Hit the update button and see the names run in like some sort of bingo game. No, but seriously, look at the gross margins, look at the return on equity, look at quick ratios, look at forward PE numbers, look at 5-year or long-term earnings per share growth, look at institutional ownership, look at long-term sales growth, look at these numbers, track them month on month, and you can get your hands on this particular sheet. So you head over to felixfriends.org/Patreon, links down below there in yellow. It's also in the description to the video. It's 20 cents a day. To join us join us for the year, you get an extra month off as well. And that's just one of the many, many marvelous tools that we have. And then secondly, go and make some money. We are continuously making money here. We are up 134% so far on the year. 134% on the year. Let me say that again. I know some people don't believe it. Well, drop me an email. I'll show you exactly how I calculate this and how we achieve it by sharing with you all of these little trades here. And that's what I do with the community, of course. I live stream my trades. I share my trades when I go in and out of them. And most importantly, I teach you the strategy to actually implement this. And the strategy is the opposite of what pretty much every retail options investor is doing out there. People think options is risky. Why? Because they're buying call options, they're buying leap options, and they keep falling on their face doing it because it's a horrible thing to do. It's like playing Russian roulette with your money. Total madness. We don't do any of that. We have more than an 80% win rate, which is what we'd expect because we set up trades with 80% probability. We're fully hedged, so we know what our downsides are. We don't do any of these gambles. We couldn't care less whether a stock goes up or whether a stock goes down. Doesn't really make any difference. Let me show you here one trade today I've got open. Upstart at one point today, I think, was up 10%. And it was trading around about here. On the chart, I was still making money. Now it's down 8.8%, and I'm still making money. And that's the beauty of options. This thing could literally go up like 22%, and I think Upstart's going to go down. And so my view on the stock could be wrong by 22%, and I'm still making money. That's how you make these trades highly probable, because you allow yourself to be significantly wrong. And that's what I always aim for with all of these. And it's the same for all of these trades. Like AMD, I'm saying I think AMD might go down a little bit, or it might go up 10%. And I'll still make all of my money. So that's the beauty of options. And until you understand that and appreciate that, until that has been taught to you, and I was lucky enough, it was taught to me by people in the finance industry because I was working as an investment banker for a little stint that I had to serve. So check it out. Link is down below. What I'd suggest you do is go to felixfriends.org/coaching, book a call with us if you're truly ambitious. And we'll walk you through it and how you could work with me and my head coach directly, one-on-one, small group videos and all that stuff, see me live trade and so on. Or if you simply want to get your feet wet with it, then check out our Master Options program, which is also a brilliant program, 100+ lectures pre-recorded. You get access to all the strategy, me trading live every week and everything else, and a very, very supportive community. We answer all of your questions and Q&As every day as well. So check it out, felixfriends.org/options, and go and make some money, go and spread some news, spread the video while you're at it. And if you enjoy these little quick updates, I promise there will be 1 or 2 minutes. It was probably a little bit longer. And I'd appreciate it if you let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.